Hey everybody, welcome back. Alright, so the weapon test branch dropped today, and you're looking at the menu screen from that. So you can see down here it's 0.8.3 test B02. And we're not going to do a new season because the changes are very minimal so far, and I don't really think it's worthy of, a brand new season just yet. And so what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you what some of this new stuff is today, and then next time we'll be right back on our Hell Mode campaign. So that's not going anywhere, so don't worry. There's really not too much to show at this point, or at least that you can really see. I'll explain though. Alright, so I'm going to go into the practice arena and I'm going to go to expert. So the main thing that is implemented today is weapon flipping. Alright, and this is all very early stages. But weapon flipping has been implemented. So let me go ahead and actually let's do the greaves and the shoes here. Vambraces, mail, tunic, trousers, gloves, vest, gambeson. So the only weapon that you can start with here that is flippable is the Volge right now. So if you look here, you'll see this icon. This icon means that it can be flipped. Alright, so what we're looking at right now is we're looking at the normal way of holding it with the blade forward. So you can see we've got slash damage. There's also some crush. You can also thrust with it. If we click this, we'll see the stats for when we turn it around. So you see when we turn it around, we can do pierce damage with this spike. And the reason this is important is certain armors will be more susceptible to pierce damage as opposed to slash or crush for that matter. Alright, so there will be other icons for grip changes, but those I apparently are not in just yet. Again, this just dropped on the test branch, and there are some bugs that we already caught earlier today. I streamed a little bit of this. And Matic actually stopped by the stream, which was really cool, and we were able to show him a bug or two. So let's go ahead and show you how this works. So the default keybind to flip a weapon is F. So you can see I just flipped it, flip it again and again. Whoa, I missed. So that's the first change. We can also flip that axe that he has. So we'll try to kill him and get it. There's also new sounds. You'll notice when a weapon collides with your weapon and it hits a wooden part. Listen to that. Isn't that amazing? That is awesome. That was perfect timing. There it is again. And when it collides with metal, you'll hear, obviously, an appropriate sound. But when it collides with the wood, you get that awesome wood sound, which is sweet. Alright, so the big change there is the weapon flipping. The other thing is that the Bardishes behave a little differently now in terms of the damage they do. Also, there is now not just slashing damage, but hewing damage. And axes apparently do a lot of hewing damage, whereas swords do a lot of slashing, generally speaking. So let's look at this axe here. So this battle axe is flippable. You can see right now with the blade forward, we have slash, crush, and thrust. If we switch it, we still have the thrust because of that spike on the top, but then we get a lot of pierce damage from this spike right here, which is cool. So let's go ahead and pick this up and go on to the next fight. So regular slash damage there. I can flip it. Let me try to get me some space here. So I flipped it so that the spike is forward now. Oh man, I'm doing pretty bad. Oh, there we go. Got her with the spike right in the head. Nice. And again, I can just flip it, flip it, flip it, any way you want to do that. So basically, if you're dealing... What's going on here? So if you're dealing with someone like with some plate armor, you're probably, and I don't know this for sure, but you're probably going to do better using the piercing end of a weapon like this. If they don't have plate armor, you'll probably have just, a decent time with either side, but the thing is, the sweet spot on the weapons, Matic also mentioned that it's much more important now to hit with whatever the sweet spot of a certain weapon is, because it will do maximum damage, basically, when you do that. So like you see, this sword is not flippable or anything. Now, you will be able to change grips pretty soon once that's implemented. But again, that's not in quite yet. Let's keep going here. So there's a Bardiche. And so Maddox said that he wanted the Bardiche to be a little bit different from axes in terms of what you could use it for. And, oh, I love that sound. Oh, I'm almost dead. That was terrible. Let me switch this around to the piercing side, see if we can headshot him. Nope. Got him with the haft there. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. We're still alive. Not anymore. Okay. So yeah, so the Bardiche is not flippable, as you can probably tell. It doesn't have anything on the other side of it. But, again, like if you look at the weapons here, like some of the damage types, I believe, have been, like the stats at least, have been reworked. Matic also explained, and this was something I didn't really understand ever, was what exactly impact means, and he said it was kind of like a force multiplier. So that the higher the impact is, I guess, the more crush damage you could do, essentially, I think. And so again, so a higher impact is generally going to be better, is what I take from that. Let's see. Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, crush was not there before. Maybe it was, but for some reason, if I want to say that it wasn't. My memory is terrible, so I don't really know. All right, I'm going to stay with the piercing damage here. I want to try to get to some of the later fighters that have pole arms. So we can check those out. Oh, that was terrible. Oh. Go. Excellent. Also, while I'm thinking about it, Matic also confirmed for me that yes, like crush damage, it probably has always been there, but anyway, that crush damage is and has always been the best way to deal with skeletons, but that it's even a little more pronounced now. Oh, we're dead. I'm thinking about too many things. I can't even pay attention here. Let me just use something that's a little easier for now to get to these later fighters. But yeah, so when you deal with skeletons, you want to use crush damage. I think maybe, was it blunt before? Was that what it was called, maybe? I cannot recall. That was not the way I wanted to move. Alright, cool. But yeah, again, it was really cool to have him in the stream to help explain some of the changes and stuff. You can always, by the way, you can always go and watch the VOD. For the first stream I did today, I did two, but I only played Exanima on the first one. And you can go in there and see the chat, and he answered other people in the chat's questions and stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, feel free to go check that out. Why wasn't I picking up this armor? That's another thing I wasn't doing, because I'm just trying to remember all the stuff from earlier. Oh, I'm disorganized and stupid. But y'all are used to that, hopefully. You know what? Let's pick up the Bardiche, too. Alright, let me take a look at the stats there. So, yeah. Impact, balance, / crush, and thrust. So you can thrust with this one. Apparently that point right there is useful for thrust attacks, so that's good. Alright, let me try to not die here. No promises, though. Again, I don't really know, again, exactly what the difference is with the Bardiche now. go. So yes, you can probably see now what I'm saying about how it's not. The changes thus far are not so significant as to kind of change a lot of things, I guess, right now. But the damage types, I mean, there is a difference, but I'm not exactly clear on what I should be doing differently yet. So it's going to take some time to just see how the game plays now with the different damage types and that type of thing. But eventually we'll figure it out. And he and the team, Matic and the team, will continually be refining the system here. And like I said, we will soon get the grip changes also. And that's obviously going to make a big difference too. So that will be cool. But I think the one takeaway here is that it's always been a thing when you look at an enemy, try to find where their weak spots are, you know, like where they're least armored. I think that's probably more relevant now. It was always relevant, but I think it's more relevant now. Okay, what was he using? He was just using this flanged mace. That's a pretty cool looking mace, though, I gotta tell you. Alright. Okay, there's a pole arm. But yeah, you can really hear when you hit specific parts of their armor, you hear kind of the appropriate sound now too, which is very cool. Because I keep hitting the plate part of that armor. But yeah, the collision sounds, those are so cool, man. So cool. Alright, so what do we have here? We have a halberd. Obviously, this is flippable. Let's see. So we got impact, bounce, slash, crush, thrust. We flip it. And we change slash and crush to just pierce, because again, it just has that spike on the other side. Let us equip that. So we'll flip that there. So you can see that. Flip it again. It's got, man, that spike is pretty cool. I don't want to try that thrust. I'm going to flip it to use the... Whoa, I pressed the wrong button. I switched weapons. Oh, that was stupid. And I'm trying to switch back. There we go. Alright, I flipped it. Okay. Yeah, so we're doing pierce now. And that's obviously what we want to do with this, if this is the only option. Obviously, if we had something that does a ton of crush damage, we should be using that against heavy armor. But if you have something like this, your next best option, of course, is pierce. In other words, slashing is not going to be very effective against that armor. Wow, I love those sounds when it hits the wood. I don't know why I like that sound so much. There it is again. Oh, man. Oh, that was stupid of me. I'm dead. Oh, no, I'm not. And one mistake, and it's over. Usually. Alright. So now we're looking at a pull hammer. Again, flippable. So this does a ton of crush damage here, using the hammer side, obviously. And then we switch it, and we can do a bunch of pierce damage. Let's pick it up. Again, we can flip it around just like that. Alright, we'll probably, let's start with it on crush damage here, because I know the next dude is heavily armored. Oh yeah, it's the Black Knight. So either crush or pierce is the way to go, obviously, with this kind of dude. Of course, we could also thrust because of the spike on the top, if we wanted to. I'm going to switch it pierce for a minute. Oh, I love it. Love that sound. But yeah, like I said, next time we'll get back to hell mode where we were, and basically whenever a new thing drops on this test branch, we'll just go back and check it out. At this point, I don't really know what like when we're gonna go get a new season at this point. Oh, that I almost forgot. Matic also told me that they have a lot of interesting stuff coming up for story mode in the future, and he specifically said that it's going to make story mode even more replayable. Whatever that is, whatever that means. Because he asked me, he said, like, you mainly play story mode, right? Because he knows I don't really play arena all that much. I'm all about the story mode. I love it. Anyway, so he said, yeah, the changes. Oh, great. The changes we're gonna make are gonna make story mode much more replayable. And I was like, oh, that's exactly what I want to hear. So that's. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at right now, what I've shown you so far. If you have the game, you are encouraged to go on the experimental test branch. So here's how you do it. In Steam, you right-click on Exanima in your games library, you go down to Properties, then you go to the Betas tab, use the drop-down menu, and you'll have like the public branch, the beta branch, and then you have, of course I can't remember exactly what it says, it's something like, what is it? It's something like, it has test in it, so test branch, something like that. So that third one, that's the new weapon test branch. And again, you are encouraged to go and play around, see if you can find any bugs, provide any feedback you have on the Bare Metal Discord, and that's the general idea. So I'm just going to do one more run through here real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. And the only reason I went into Arena for this episode was just so I could show off these weapons. They're all in story mode already. It's all there. But it would have taken me a while to find flippable weapons in story mode, because you just usually don't find any very early on, so I didn't want to just be, running around trying to find something forever. Alright, I'm going to switch over to the Crush here. I was too far away. Go. Oh man, beautiful. Ooh. But yeah, so oh yeah, one last thing was Matic had mentioned that this really isn't an update in the usual sense of the term, because it's not. He said it's more of like a, well, I think I used the word revision, but yeah, it's more of like a tweaking, new system implementation, but it's not a huge update. But that again, that's because a lot of the stuff is not ready just yet. He also said that the piercing mechanic is still a work in progress. So the way that piercing works, the damage it does right now is not necessarily the final product. It's going to be tweaked over time. Still working on that. But it's really exciting just knowing that there's lots of stuff still coming just in this weapon rebalance, revision, whatever you want to call it. There's definitely more to come, and that is awesome. And like I said, when he said there's going to be more story stuff coming soon and it was going to enhance the replayability, I almost soiled myself with delight. It was great. So yes, as usual, Exanima is alive and well. It always has been. But it's starting to hype me up a little again. I think I was expecting a little more in this update. Like, I was expecting the grip stuff to already be there and things like that. So I was maybe initially just a tad bit underwhelmed when I first launched it today and was looking at stuff. But as I've been messing with it, it's great. And the potential for the new stuff, the grip changes and all that other stuff is going to be awesome too. And yeah, so again, just to reiterate, I know I've repeated myself a lot already, but the devs really want us to try out this branch, give them any feedback you have, Not just bug reports, but you know, if you notice, you know, certain weapon damage types behaving strangely against certain armors or things like that where it doesn't make sense, you know, go ahead and let them know. And of course, if we do that, you know, we're going to get a better end result. So I highly encourage everybody to do that. Like, for example, one bug that we caught earlier was sometimes when you switch weapons in story mode, both weapons will equip in the same hand. So, like, one time I had two, like, hatchets in one hand, like a weird double hatchet thing. And one time I had a torch that was also a hatchet. And at one point I was duping a bunch of wood debris when I was trying to unequip it. So they're already aware of that bug if you run into it. I think there was another one, but I can't remember what it was. What was it? Oh, whoops. Oh, I went from novice arena to expert arena one time earlier, and there was some kind of error message, and I didn't have an opponent to fight. But again, Matic actually witnessed that one too, so it's all good. The Black Knight killed us again. Alright, anyway. So if you have the game, please go check this check it out. And thank you for watching as always. Please hit like and subscribe. We'll get back to Hell Mode next time, and anytime this updates, we'll go back to this and see what all the new stuff is about. So thank you again. See you guys next time.